What's up, you wonderful, beautiful nerds? This is Shin the Hero here, and I just finished watching the Batman, the new Matt Reeves Batman. Here to tell you, it was alright.
The epic and unbeatable at Scrabble. The nerds with attitude.
Let me explain when I mean it was alright and all that jazz. First off, I want to just go off and say that I wasn't planning on seeing this movie at all. If it wasn't for me winning a Batman trivia contest thing and getting tickets for it, I probably wasn't going to see it until this came on HBO Max a month or so after this was released in theaters and everything. I wasn't hyped for this at all. And my expectations were very low for it. I was very cautious, optimistic and whatnot for the movie and everything like that. And it wasn't because of Robert Pattinson as Batman or anything like that. Like, it's just, I was figuring this was going to be another Batman deconstruction movie like the Nolan films, but I have to say I was pretty surprised and happy that this was not the case. This was actually a very good movie. I will first say this is not a comic book movie. I wouldn't call this a comic book movie at all. This is more like a Batman graphic novel movie, if anything, of the sort. Like it takes a lot of things, like from Silence of the Lambs, Chinatown, even Zodiac, because Riddler is the thing. I'm gonna get a little bit more into everything, my final thoughts and everything like that, but there might be spoilers in here. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'll put up a spoiler warning thing when I get to those things. I'll try to keep it at the end of the video, but either or. The plot of the movie, it was a pretty breath of fresh air because this felt more like a thriller and detective movie than anything. I will tell you this: if you're coming to watch an action film, you thinking because it's Batman, because he kicks butt like Bruce Lee or Batman, but this is more like a mystery thing, because like Batman, Robert Pattinson, he plays an okay edgelord Bruce Wayne, and his Batman is okay, because I mean this is like year 3, if memory serves correctly, of him being Batman, so he's not necessarily running around punching evil in the face and everything like that, but he is actually figuring stuff out. He's seeing things that the cops aren't seeing. He's answering these riddles like right off the bat and everything like that. But like the story itself, it feels like a thriller mixed in with a mystery and whatnot. And as I said at the top, like if you're coming in here with action, you're thinking there's gonna be action, you're gonna be very disappointed, because there's a lot of like slow parts in this movie, and because this movie is like 2 hours and 50 something minutes. It's almost 3 hours. No joke. It's a pretty lengthy film. But like I was surprised at this, because like most of the live action anyway Batman films, we get Batman being Batman, I guess, but like most of the films, they normally focus on the villains. This one really focuses on Batman, like almost 75% of the time. Like this is a Batman film, and Robert Pattinson also is in the suit a lot with the mask and everything, so I gotta kudos to that man for that. But like overall, the story, I really enjoyed it. I did like the story. It for what it was anyway. Like I like the mystery aspect. I like when Batman is being the detective. Like this shows you as the detective, and you can tell Matt Reeves actually knows the character versus like Zack Snyder. So because like he pulls from like some of the, from my comic book nerds, some of the things that he pulled from that I can remember off the top of my head was like or at least I saw elements in the movie. It was Batman Year 100. It was Batman. It's Year 100 and Batman Venom were two, like, they pulled a little bit from, but the big ones they pulled from was Long Halloween and Batman Earth One. That's like, I feel like the most part of the comics and everything he pulled from, but you could tell, like, there's even more there's elements from the show, the animated series and everything. There's a lot of, this is almost like a love letter to Batman and whatnot. And even though he does do the Nolan thing where he takes the fantasy elements that Batman have and tries to make it real, and quote unquote, he does it in a cool way. It fits. The best character in this movie is Gotham City itself. I would probably say this is the first Batman movie besides Mask of the Phantasm that actually shows Gotham City as a character, because Gotham is just as important of a character as Batman is, and like, it shows Gotham City actually being a character. It breathes, like, you see the noir, the gothic stuff going on and everything like that, the politics of the city and everything like that. It's Gotham City breathes. It's a breath of fresh air to see Gotham being portrayed as it is. I really feel like Robert Pattinson Batman, he's smart and can figure stuff out, but the action is not great. The action is not great whatsoever. I mean, it's entertaining, don't get me wrong, but he can't fight. He be throwing a lot of haymakers and stuff like that, and I feel like I could beat up this Batman. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know. It's just, he doesn't feel like and move like Batman, if that makes any sense. Like, as I said, Robert Pattinson, I never had like any doubt that he couldn't be Batman, because I mean, you got hit back from all the way back to when what's his name, Michael Keaton was Batman. People was like, Mr. Mom, Batman, like, so, like, there's that. He does what he needs to do. I feel like in the sequel, which I'm pretty sure is going to get a sequel, because I will say this, in the beginning of the film, he's not Batman per se, because he goes around and calls himself Vengeance, which that's a whole different comic book character in general. But towards the end of the movie, he becomes Batman, or quote unquote. I also said, like, some of the gadgets he has and everything like that, those are cool. Some of the gadgets he uses are pretty cool and everything like that. And he got the little glide thing. I think they took that from Arkham, the Arkham games and everything like that. But I don't like the Batmobile. I really don't. I don't like that. Other character, I don't like the Riddler. I really don't like how they did the Riddler, because they give him, like, I feel the Riddler's more like the Scarecrow than the Riddler, and he's not even Enigma. Like, I forget what the name it was. You do find out he is a orphan, I guess. Spoiler, he is an orphan. So I guess he will get the Enigma name later down the road, but like, I don't know. I don't like how they portrayed him. Like, they made him scary, quote unquote, but like, I don't know. Look, the Jim Carrey Riddler from Batman Forever will always have a special place in my heart and everything like that. But the animated series Riddler, that's the Riddler to me. Because he's the most, I guess, comic book accurate. And I'm a stickler for the comics and everything like that. But the way they portray the Riddler, it seems like he's a different character. It seemed like he was a different character at all. And some of the riddles and stuff like that, But and the way they portray it, I'll get into his character when I get into the spoilers towards the end. But like overall, I didn't really like the Riddler. Catwoman character, she was okay. I know a lot of people was like, man, she fine and everything like that. She ain't got nothing on Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, and Halle Berry just looked good in the suit. The movie was terrible, but Halle Berry Catwoman could get it. She could get it. Just saying. But this Catwoman in this one is, she's kind of stale herself, and Commissioner Gordon felt like he was just there. Sometimes I felt like, I don't even think he know he in a Batman movie, man. And Alfred, I did not like Alfred. I know there is different versions of Alfred, but I like the fatherly version of Alfred. That version of Alfred is still badass. He can still be a badass and everything like that. But this version of Alfred, I just every time he would say something and jump like that, I was just like, and then call him Alfred, I was just like, man, you ain't Alfred, man. You're not Alfred. But yeah, the character wise, those characters. Overall, I mean, if you are a Batman fan, I would say, and again, before I get into what I'm gonna score this, let's get into the elephant in the room, because I know a lot of people have been saying so far this is the best Batman movie since sliced bat bread and all that junk. And I personally, I've only seen it once, but I'd probably see it again. But I personally 100% feel like this is better than all three Nolan films. Granted, I might have a bias because I hate the Nolan films. I hate them with a passion. I don't think they do Batman justice or anything like that. I also think The Dark Knight is overhyped, and I also feel like the only reason why people really like The Dark Knight is because old buddy who played the Joker died. But that's just me. That's another discussion. Y'all can kill me in the comments down below if you want to. But I do feel like this is better than all three Nolan films. Is this the best Batman film? In my humble opinion, no. I still think the best theater Batman film is Mask of the Phantasm. That's 100%, no question, best Batman film ever. And then I would say the Michael Keaton, Tim Burton films, Batman and Batman Returns. Those are like very close second. But like if I had to put this in the live action sense, this is easily in the top three though. Matt Reeves, the Batman, like you could tell Matt Reeves knew what he was doing and everything like that. So but again, I know it's an unpopular opinion. I do feel like these are better than the Nolan films. I feel like Matt Reeves understood Batman more than Nolan did, but that's just me. Also, Robert Pattinson does try to do a voice for whenever he's in costume as Batman. Nobody can. No, it's not since even Michael Keaton when he did a Batman voice. Nobody's really have gotten that perfect Batman voice like Kevin Conroy. I'll always bring up Kevin Conroy because he is the best Batman, hands down. Fight me. Back to the score. I would give this a high 8. And I would actually recommend this to anybody who, like I said, I am glad that I actually went to see it. Like, again, I wasn't feeling it and everything like that. I wasn't really excited, but, you know, I got free tickets and, you know, might as well use them, you know. If you're a Batman fan, if you're a hardcore Batman fan, I think you would enjoy this movie. If you even like crime and like the murder elements, like you watch CSI or something like that, I think you would also like this movie. Just the layman's man, the regular person will probably love this movie too. I know there might be some things here and there that some people might not agree with, because I do have my nitpicks too. But the way it ends and everything, it sets stuff up, and about to get into spoilers, a quick spoiler thing with the ending and everything like that. In the ending, when Riddler is in jail and everything, you see a character, he got scars on his face, but he's kind of in the dark or whatnot. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be the Joker. I'm like 110% sure that's the Joker. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the Joker, and I hate it. I hope it's not the Joker, but because this is like what, the fifth dude who played the Joker so far, and that is freaking nuts. We don't need this many Jokers, but the way it ends, this kind of, because like it goes back to the whole Long Halloween, and the storyline that happened like after Long Halloween, I think, is Batman No Man's Land, and the way they set up this at the end, it feels like they're going into a No Man's Land situation. There might be doing the adaptation of No Man's Land, the comic book No Man's Land. However, they could also, since the Joker is in there, they could also be doing I think it's like maybe 3-4 years old now, but they might be doing another storyline, the War on Jokes of Riddles, and which was a beef between Joker and Riddler. So they could be doing that, but if I have to put money on it, it has to be probably going to be No Man's Land. The other thing is Batman goes around saying he's vengeance and everything like that, and towards the end of the movie, one of the mooks, one of the henchmen, he says he's vengeance, and it hit Batman like, maybe I shouldn't be vengeance no more, and he just starts being Batman and all that junk. And so that's the realization. He also has when I had said earlier in the movie, like his Batman Venom, the run, the comic book, there was a time where Batman he was taking pills or whatnot. He was getting on the Venom, what Bane uses and everything like that, and he got addicted to it and everything like that. And there's things in this movie where he does inject himself and get stronger and everything like that, which I think is a nod to Venom. So that might actually be a play in something too in the second season, in the second movie. And there was one more thing I want to talk about, spoiler wise. I can't really think of it. But like I said, overall, I really enjoyed this and everything like that. And like I said, giving it an 8, and you should go see it. Down below, you tell me if you agree with everything I just said. If you disagree, what's your favorite Batman movie and all that other jazz. As we always say, show your attitude, you wonderful, beautiful nerd. Deuces.